and the CEO, and really making this brand come to life online. That's through websites, social media, visual content, events, coordinating, things like that. So I'm super excited to be with you guys. I never really get to be on the front end, so this is so fun for me. So I wanted to read to you guys Coleen's bio really quick, just so you can just know about all of the amazing things that this woman has done, because she is someone we look up to so much. So Coleen Otero is the essence and example of servant leadership. This is true. As a brand strategist, international speaker, author, entrepreneur, ordained minister, wife, and mom to 4 boys, she wears very many hats. With a rich background spanning over 20 years in the beauty and branding industry, Coleen has dedicated her life to empowering her clients to achieve success, both professionally and personally. In the face of adversity during the recession of 2008, Coleen found inspiration to rebuild and redefine herself in the marketplace. Her journey led her to emerge as a sought-after beauty expert, catering to high-profile clientele such as Sherry Shepherd from The View, Sandra Lewis from The Voice, and Maisha Cheney, Preachers of LA. The pinnacle of her success came in 2018 when she secured the role of lead stylist for BET's Black Girls Rock. Building a thriving multiple 6-figure empire, Coleen recognized that her gift for personal branding could benefit other women. In 2019, she made the decision to retire from her salon chair and focus on her brand agency, Your Beauty Expert, as well as her CEO Chick community. Coleen's expertise has garnered attention from esteemed national brands, including Reverend Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Push Coalition, the leading U.S. wig adhesive Bold Hold, top realtor Veronica Figueroa of EXP, Clarenda McGrady, NBA wife, Dove Award winner LaRue Howard, celebrity stylist Jay Bolin, and the Black in Tulum community, among many others. Beyond her impressive portfolio, Coleen is the driving force behind the Global Women's Network CEO Chicks. That's you guys. This is CEO Chicks. Let's get it. She leads this network and conducts branding seminars and hosts business workshops, all of which speak to her immense capabilities. Her contributions were recognized by Rolling Out magazine, which honored her as a sister with superpower. Additionally, her book, Brand to Bucks, achieved the status of Amazon's best new sellers in its category and continues to enjoy high demand. The work and products of this branding expert have received widespread acclaim and have been featured in various media outlets, including Yahoo Finance, Bravo, BET, NBC, CBS, Fox, Madame Noir, Black Enterprise, Girl Talk HQ, Medium, Huffington Post, the Orlando Business Journal, and many others. Coleen Otero's influence and impact are undeniable, making her a true force to be reckoned with in the industry. Oh my gosh, you guys, can you believe that that is all that she has done, and she's still going to do more? Oh my gosh, so I am so excited and so welcomed to introduce you guys to Coleen Otero.
Hey, hey, hey. I said, you're doing a long version today.
I had to.
So much. Thanks, Tiff.
You're welcome. Awesome. Have a great class, ladies.
Thank you. Tiffany has been with us for 4 years. I'll probably pull her in on a couple of these slides that we are getting ready to go over. I'm super excited that you all are joining me for this masterclass, this lunch and learn. It is so important. And I saw a video you posted, Tiffany, recently on CEO Chick's page. I get to enjoy the content like you guys. Once it starts to come out, I don't get to see everything anymore. We're 4 years in, so she knows the heart, my voice for the network. And so some of the posts, I see it when you guys see it. And she posted one recently with a clip of me at our mastermind, which was in March, where I talked about wealth being on the other side of what you do not know. This is the why behind CEO Chicks. The Bible says that my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So if we get knowledge, if we get understanding, if we get wisdom, then we have the ability to apprehend everything that God has for us. If you believe that, put it in the chat, amen, a high five, a yes, yes, something, because we are going after it all. I also think about something that Oprah and our First Lady, Michelle Obama, said during her interview for Becoming. And they talked about you can have it all, but you more than likely ain't gonna have it at the same time. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having it all. May not have it all at the same time, but I'm all right with that. Do me a favor, share this link with somebody that you know and trust that won't come in here and mess up our live. But invite somebody. Maybe you could forward the email real quick and be like, you got to get on here. You gotta listen to Coach Coleen from CEO Chicks today. She is hosting a free masterclass. I do this once a year. There used to be a time I would do it more and more often, but as the brand has expanded and grown, and as we are serving more women like yourselves, the opportunity does not always come around. And so I said, you know what? It's our birthday month. I'm celebrating 10 years of Your Beauty Expert, which is now doing business as your branding expert. I'm celebrating 10 years. Listen, most businesses hit the death valley, is what it's called in the marketplace, within the first 3 to 5 years of their business. I'm 10 years in the game, y'all. So I'm so excited about that. In addition to CEO Chicks, is turning 7 this month on the 17th. And so we are here to stay. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that staying power, the ability to build something that lasts. And you know what? Outlast you. While I was getting ready, I'm a visionary like y'all, you know, so sometimes I'll be working on one thing, something else will hit my mind, and I'm emailing or texting the team. And I'm like, Tiffany, did you know we went viral on Facebook? We had no idea. We went viral on Facebook with a post that we did because we love blue. We love Beyonce's daughter blue. CEO Chicks brand color is blue. So we kind of like play it up to our liking. And so what we did was we created a post about the next generation and legacy. It hit 1.7 million on our Facebook page. So we were celebrating that as we were getting ready for class. But listen, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that staying power. We're going to talk about the importance of building something, again, that will last. And so let me get my presentation here for you ready. And I'm just excited. Continue to share. I see you guys are sharing. So people are coming into the room. So keep doing that. All right, let's get this started. Let's get this started. Do me a favor, go to the chat while we're getting the slides up and running, and just put your business, where you're from, what you do, your city. Let's network. I love doing that in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what business you have. Tiffany, can you see my screen? Did it not present? Let's see.
Yes, ma'am. I can't see it. It looks like it's not on full screen yet.
Let's see. Thinking about it. Keep sharing. Welcome. We're excited to have you. Let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from, what you do, how do you serve, how do you show up in the marketplace? We want to know. All right, let's get going. Let's get this going. Okay, Tiffany, you have that, letting people in, because if not, you know me. Okay, so let me close that out. All right, today we're going to be talking about the ability to unleash the power of branding, as I mentioned in the opening. I want you guys to really have a full understanding of what's required when you're setting yourself up for success in the marketplace. I have a common saying, and it's pretty much building your brand is either your mission or your mistake, right? Building your brand is either your mission or it is your mistake. Oftentimes we're like, hey, you know, I'm not really doing much out here. I don't have a brand, you know, but you do. Whether you are privy to it or not, we all have one. And so I want to give you guys just set you up with a way for you to be successful. A little bit about me. I am a mom of 4 boys, and I have a bonus daughter, you guys, the oldest of the group. Her name is Jocelyn. She moved in with us last year after pretty much just being on her own, doing college, all that good stuff. She said, you know what? I want to be closer to my dad. I want to be closer to my mother-in-law, my stepmom, I'm sorry, and family members and brothers. And so she's with us, and we're rocking out. Big old family of 7 plus Ben, my dog there. If you're wondering how I got him to pose like that, it's just a cutout. I cut him out and put him there. So that's been my Yorkie. That's us. I'm also the founder of CEO Chicks. All of my CEO Chicks, you could drop some blue hearts or just hashtag CEO Chicks in the chat and represent today on our call. I've been doing CEO Chicks since 2016, bringing women together, pouring into them, bringing leaders together that can pour into them. Again, it's all about getting on the other side of what we don't know, getting wisdom, getting understanding, learning how to master who we are, how we show up in the marketplace, and how we can dominate. Our mantra at CEO Chicks is to collaborate, it's to create, and it's to dominate. And that's what everything we do stands for. All right. This is just some of the work I've been able to do. This was what, back in 2018, I did a book signing branded launch for one of our CEO Chicks. I'm not sure if she's on here right now, Shatira Jordan. Years ago, I kept this slide in here. I teach on branding all the time. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna give them an oldie but goodie. She did a book. We worked together for about 2 years, you guys. She came along maybe 2017, a year into CEO Chicks, and we started to create together. She became a client, and we worked on building her brand, her book launch, her website, her messaging, her merch, all that good stuff. Absolutely love when it all comes together. I am the author of a book called Brand to Bucks, and that's what we're going to be teaching on today. I'm going to be focusing on principles that got me here. I've had the pleasure of teaching on various platforms. Some of you may have recently heard I was on Below Deck. I'll be going back again to film next month for it to air, I think next year sometime. However, I have been honored and privileged organically to get footage. To get these spots, I guess is the best way I could put it, in various media outlets. This is not paid advertising. They've asked me to come on to share about branding, to share my story, to share about women empowerment. So it's a blessing when you begin to find and tap into who you are and your authentic voice, right? In that place, wherever God has you, something happens, y'all. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to tap into that. All right. So today's agenda, the fundamentals of branding and why it matters, how to identify your brand's unique value proposition. We call it USP, your unique selling proposition, but this one is UVP. It's interchangeable. Strategies for creating a strong brand identity and voice, techniques to differentiate your brand from competitors, tips for building brand loyalty and a strong brand community, and case studies. Just some of our clients will show you some of those. All of this is covered in my book, Brand to Bucks. You can get it on Amazon. All right, the S to success. So let's get into it. Take notes, be prepared to do some screenshots and all that good stuff. If you are ready and you're in a place to receive this information, please say I'm ready in the chat. Just type I am ready, all ears. I'm on do not disturb. Don't nobody bother me. I am ready to get this information because I am not playing with the second half of this year. Let's go. The second half of the year is game over. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to make sure I show up on social media. I'm going to make sure I share my voice. I'm going to be my opinionated self. I don't care what feedback I get. Listen, I had somebody the other day on my page because I'm in this flow right now of just talking about my feelings, I guess. And they started making negative comments about my hair and about makeup and and how I'm being inauthentic. And I'm like, okay, I don't even comment. I just delete and and block and just keep moving. Like at the end of the day, I am sharing so that I can build connections with my audience. If you do not like it, block me, please. Okay. And if you don't like it and you got something negative to say, guess what? I'm a host a block party for you. I'm gonna block you, but it ain't gonna stop my voice. Your voice needs to be heard. Your spirit and essence and all that you carry is necessary. Somebody put that in the chat. I am necessary. I am necessary. I have a message, as you heard me say earlier, that and I'm sorry, and CEO Chicks, that our mantra is to collaborate, create, and dominate. And that's something that I believe. It's who I am. And so this is something that I share wherever I go, whether I'm preaching a message, whether I'm teaching youth, whether I'm talking to women, whether it's a one-on-one situation. You were born to dominate, period, point blank. That's the word, that's the message God gave me to share with each and every person that I come in contact with, is that you were born to be a solution to a problem. Okay. Your solution needs a few things, though, to be successful. Your solution needs a story. Your solution needs a style. We're going to get into it. Your solution requires skill. And your solution does what? Produces stuff. I also have another saying that problems produce products and services. Problems produce products and services. Okay, you can write that in the chat if you want it to stick. Problems produce products and services. So next time you have a problem, guess what? It can lead to an idea. It can lead to a solution. And that solution has the ability to turn into products and services, okay? Your solution also requires systems. This is very important. Again, my message is one of dominion. In order to have dominion, you have to have the ability to scale, right? And so your systems determine your ability to scale your business. And scalability ultimately is what gives you dominion. This is my overall recipe, honey. We can't miss no pieces. You can't have the one thing without the other. Okay, it's like you can't do the peanut butter without the jelly, right? And you can't do the peanut butter and the jelly without the bread. Okay, we can't do it layer on layer. We have to begin to build our brands in this way and infuse it into the products and services that we offer, so we can have a just connection with our audience. I remember years ago teaching a class called A Brand New Religion. And what I've been studying brands for so long. I had nothing but time when I was broke, y'all. So I was studying and studying brands. And I really got to a point where I recognized there are some brands that are religious for people. There are certain schools that it's like you don't have to teach your child the expectation, right? It's something that is more so just felt. It's the culture where it's like you're going to go to FAMU. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go to Harvard. You're gonna go to Princeton. Like it's a given. Like it's not even a choice. You're going to college, right? You're going. Your first car is going to be a Ford. You know what I mean? Like your first, I don't know, your first designer purchase is going to be Chanel. Or just, I want y'all to think about some of the things that were like this expectation in your life, if you will, when it comes to certain brands. Like when you go on your first family vacation, it's going to be Disney, right? I just want you to think of some of the things that were so naturally taught, right? They talk about two types of ways that we learn. It's things that are nurtured in us, and it's the things that are around us, which is nature. So nature and nurture are two ways that we tend to learn as human beings. And so it's very important for us to understand, like, there are just some things that we have been taught, right? It's in our environment, it's everywhere. It's how we were raised, okay? So I just want you to think about that for a second, all right? You have a challenge though, right? You have a challenge. I talk about all these layers to building this brand and how you can become successful, but we have a challenge that we all face. And the challenge is this enemy that we have. How many enemies to your success can you think of? I want you to type it in the chat. What are some of the things that you get all hyped, you get excited, even just listening to this opening for this class, you are fired up and you're like, girl, yes, she is speaking my language. I know I'm born to dominate. I know I'm a problem solver. I know I'm a solutionist, honey. And the essence of who I am, like all of that, you get excited about it, right? And then boom, this thing happens. I want to see it in the chat. What are some of the things that you face? Procrastination, someone said. Fear starts to come in. Self-sabotage, self-doubt. Keep going. Our mind, our doubt, our fear, finances, people. My anxiety, imposter syndrome, perfectionist, laziness, letting other people influence. Y'all better go ahead. See, y'all understand that regardless of all of what I'm saying, you are going to have an enemy that you have to face. And I want you to know, like, you are going to be the hero of your own story. One of the number one things that I have to help women with when I'm coaching them is letting them understand, like, look, I'm going to be right here with you, but you, in essence, are going to have to build up the strength. You're going to have to use this resistance, right? This thing that's coming against you. You're going to have to use that resistance to build up the strength to persevere, to build up the strength to knock that thing out, okay? I'm reading 3 books right now, one of which is Emotionally, I don't have it in front of me, Emotionally, Spiritually, I'll get it for you. I tend to screw up the title. But he's talking about how we all have this dark night that we have to face in our walk with God, in our walk with Christ. And he says that we have this dark wall that we come against, that comes against us, emotionally healthy spiritually by Peter Scazzero. Okay. I'm reading that. And he talked about this dark night. And in this dark night, in essence, we have to fight. It comes a time where it seems like nothing is working. It seems like your money is acting funny, right? You got more month than money. Your marriage is acting, your marriage is out of whack. The kids is acting a fool. It seems like everything starts to cut up and nothing around you is like aligning with who you know you are, okay? Nothing around you is making sense. And it's in that very place that you have to continue to dig. It's in that very place you have to continue to speak life over yourself. It's in that very place you have to continue to say, I know who I am. I know what I am called to do. And you have to begin to still move forward if you do not want to see that cycle repeat itself. If you are, because I just have different beliefs. And one of the beliefs I have is that we have similar dreams and visions, right? The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So I will not find it strange if I were to encounter somebody way in Africa, way in London, that has the same aspirations as me. We got the same swag. We like the same stuff. We like the same perfumes. And we don't even know each other. We got some of the same vision. All of these things are in alignment. So I believe that dreams are in the spirit realm, and that when we access it, we have to then qualify to walk it out. Meaning you're called, right? But in order to be chosen, you have to slay, honey. You got to go into war in order to qualify to step into that thing that God is showing you. And I believe that dark night that the book talks about, that place of darkness where now you have to apply your faith and you have to speak life and you have to learn, even though you're hearing things that don't align, even though it's like doubt is trying to creep in, even all of these things are trying to tell you and feed you lies, you have to begin to counteract that with your actions. Okay, you have to counteract that with the things you do, the things you say, the places you go. You have to learn how to press through that. And so in my book, I talk about this M factor, the 4 things that are required for any successful brand. And I call it the M factor. And it pretty much looks like this. Magnetism is required. Magnetism is the ability to attract people to your solution, okay? The ability to pull people to the solution that you have, whether it's a beauty product, whether it's, luggage, whether it's apparel, whether it's nuts and bolts and screws and fixtures and things that go with the core, whether it's a shipping company, what manufacturer, whatever it is you do, you have to be able to draw people to it. Okay. The next thing is manpower. I saw somebody put people a lot, people in the chat as one of the things that you find yourself having to come up against. We have to figure out who those key players are in being able to step into this vision that God has for us and able for us to walk this thing out. There are key people that are involved, okay? And money, of course, we need money. Money is very important. Money, a lot of times we have enough for us to just get the basics together, but we don't always count like the total cost. In fact, I realize a lot of people don't know how. They really don't know how. How do I count up the cost of what it will take for me to get to a place to where I'm producing financially? And this is where my husband comes in. He's very much a part of my team. He is very analytical. And so he's very much into the details when it comes to the numbers, when it comes to finances. And so he is someone that will say, okay, this is what your performer looks like. How many are familiar with that term? This is what it will take for you to get to a place to where you are not just stable, but you are now in the black and you are making money. Okay, this is how long it will take according to where you are right now. When it comes to money, I want you to think about a plane and how much fuel that plane is needed to get to and fro the destination. So you need fuel. I remember being in Dallas a couple weeks ago, and Delta got on the thingy. What is they got on the microphone and the system and said, we don't have enough fuel for your flight, so we're having to delay it for a moment until the fuel comes. I'm like, yeah, no one's getting on the plane without fuel to get to the destination. How many entrepreneurs don't have enough money to get to the destination that they desire? And so we got to be able to count up the cost. Sometimes we don't even like looking at it, but we got to look at it, guys. Some of us, we get a lot of visionaries are super creative and they have ideas for days, but you got to get in front of somebody to help you count up the cost. Also, I saw a lot of things dealing with mental strength, right? That's why I put the ME in caps, because sometimes the enemy is my inner me. And so you got to get to a place to where you are so built up and you're able to really just charge through some of those things that hold you back. You got to know your own weaknesses, right? You got to know what are some of the things that can put you down and have you like almost leave you there. what are you got to figure out what those triggers are. For those that may not follow me on social media, I encourage you to follow me there, because one of the things that I often talk about is whether someone needs coaching or if someone needs therapy, because the therapist is going to really deal with that inner child and deal with that doubt that tries to honestly, you go into self-sabotage sometimes. I've seen it. I've seen people work hard and grind it out, in order to get to this certain place in business, only to just like say, you know what, I don't even want this. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to, and it's like, whoa, hold on, wait a second. You've been working for years for this thing. Where is this coming from? So I think it's just so important for us to really know ourselves as much as we possibly can, so that you can have somebody that can see those blind spots. You can have somebody that can help you, really truly walk into the things that God has for you. All right. So let's get into it. Your brand story. We're going to talk about the fundamentals of branding, why branding matters, and creating a strong brand identity and voice. All right. My definition of branding. And if you guys have my book, you already know what it is. CO Chicks, you already know what it is. Branding is not what is seen, right? A lot of times when you be like, oh, what's a brand? People will go, right, it's the logo, or it's the product, or it's this, it's that. No, the branding itself is the essence or the spirit of an individual or organization. It's the thing that is felt, okay? It's what people say about you when you step out of the room, okay? Those things are so, so important. And it, man, it's so interesting how we can be perceived differently by different people depending on what their needs are. That's a whole nother conversation. But again, it's the essence or spirit of an individual or organization. Your brand has a voice, guys. Your brand has a voice. Your brand story has a message. It has a tone. It has a sound. It has a texture. It has volume, right? And so I really want you to sit while we're talking. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about your brand and the different pieces of it, the different components of it, right? You have a voice. Your story makes people feel some kind of way. All right. What when I share my story, and I'm talking to you, what do you feel? I want you to type it in the chat. While I'm sharing, even just this, we've been on here. It's 1:35. She introduced me. I've been talking for about 20 minutes. What emotions are you feeling? Be honest. Be honest. Like what are you feeling right now? Even as I'm talking to you, I'm sharing the story. I'm talking about dominion. I'm talking about the things that aren't even in my notes, y'all. The books I'm reading. I'm sharing with you just kind of where I'm at, what's authentic to me, my journey, right? What emotions are you feeling? I want to see it in the chat real quick. Thank you very much. Encouraged, loved, empowered, strength, empowered, encouraging, warmth. Okay, okay, fearlessness. Yes, honey, because you're gonna slay all day over here. We it's bloody. I told somebody, oh, it's bloody over here. Okay, I know it's cute online. Listen, sis, I know she cute. I know, but it's bloody over here. Okay, we slaying some things from my past, some things. Listen, I feel proud. Oh, that's awesome. Hopeful, strength. Listen, your brand has a voice. Your story. That's why you got to get like so dogmatic. I don't give a nickel's worth of dog meat about what you got to say about me and mine, because I am who I am. Okay. I am who I am. I believe what I believe. And it's just, it is what it is. You got to get that way. And you got to be who God has called you to be, regardless. So how does your brand, and think about how, the things you put out, some of us are existing business owners. How does your brand make people feel? Does it make them happy? Does it make them feel relaxed? Does it make them feel curious? Does it make them feel confident? Like what does your message do for your audience? That's very important for you to know. Your brand story has 3 parts. It has a problem, it has how you solved it, and the results that can resonate with your listeners. It has all those things. Okay? Let's get into it because I want to hear yours in short. Your brand story attracts your audience. Again, we've heard this before. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? That's why you all resonate with me. That's why you're here. You saw something in an email or social media. You've been following me for years. So you trust my voice to get on here and be on here during your lunch break or with me for an hour, right? I want you to think of your online date activity like a dating site. I know you booed up already and you married, but just go with me for a second. All right. I want you to think of it like a dating site. Marketing is sort of like dating. And your next brand campaign, I have a little boo-boo right there, error right there, should say brand campaign, will determine if your audience takes action. All right, that's why it's called online engagement. Okay, somebody's following you. I don't care if you have 50 followers. Imagine if all 50 of them decided to be your customer. I don't care if you have 50,000 or 500,000, right? At the end of the day, there are people that have huge followings that cannot convert. I'm going to say that one more time. There are people with huge followings that cannot convert. They have a huge following, but they lack influence with their followers. They cannot get their followers to take action on any offers or purchase any of their products or any of it. Okay. I've seen that as well. Okay. So that's why it's called online engagement. We're going to do a little homework, classwork. It ain't homework. You're going to do it right here with me so I can read it. Your brand determines if your followers will keep you in the friend zone or if they will do business with you. I want you to share your brand story in 3 sentences, okay? 3 sentences. So here's mine. After experiencing failed business ventures and homelessness during the recession of '08, I decided to rebuild. In doing so, I studied the top major brands that have thrived and outlasted down markets. I applied the principles to my brand to build a 7-figure brand, and now I teach clients how to do the same. All right. In conversation with people, when I'm sharing who I am and what I do, I will tend to go in with a story, not a title. All right. Stories build connection. That's why there's so many parables in scripture. That's why we read, books for days, and we have just so many stories. Every life is a story, guys. I'm so intrigued by people's stories. There are so many ladies I know that are on here right now. Their story at night, sometimes I'll just sit like, man, she overcame that, and it encourages and inspires me, right? So I want you to just real quick think about your story. Put it in 3 sentences, right? What the problem was, how you overcame it, and now you're where you are on the other side of it. Where you are on the other side of it. Some of you may still be in it. And that's okay. But there is somewhere you had victory. There's some place that you saw victory on the other end of something that at one time seemed just like so difficult, so impossible. So let's see if I could get a couple of you to do that exercise of building your story. Some of you may say, I'm going to do it later. But I want a couple of you to challenge yourself right now and to think, just put, a few lines in the chat about the problem you solved, the solution, right? And now how you have overcome. Let me pull up the chat. The outcome. I'll give you a minute, take some water. The problem, solution, outcome. Problems produce products and services. The problem, the solution, the outcome. I got into the beauty industry because my mother didn't know how to do hair. I got tired of people making fun of me when I went to school. They would say things like, you just got off the banana boat, or all kind of mean things. And I started to learn how to do my own hair at a young age so that kids will stop making fun of me. And I got so good at it that I entered into the beauty industry and I built a 6-figure beauty brand. That's another story of mine. I see you guys coming in the chat. That's a very real story for me. I retired in 2018 from my salon business, from my beauty chair. Yes, I did, at the height of my beauty business, out of obedience. Woo! That was a tough one. All right, here we go. COVID shut my business down. I went into a new field, never thinking it was for me. Made $80,000 in less than 6 months. Listen, come on, that's game changing right there, right? During COVID, she applied herself to different things, into a different area. was able to create a source of income. Now she's in a position where she can teach others how to do the same, right? All right, Tisha, after building, hey, Tisha, that's my cousin. She's a chef. Okay, after building a successful business as a private chef in South Florida, I have relocated my entire life and family and business, leaving my clients in Florida. And I am now trying and rebuilding my brand and clientele in a new city and state successfully. I know you're in the middle of that story. However, so what I would do, Tisha, because you're in a new area, right? And you're looking to take your story to attract new business, I would have the outcome be sort of your why, right? How you became a chef. Is it whatever that is, right? So you built a successful business. Why? Why'd you get into being a chef? Let's go there because you're now looking to attract new business. So while you're sharing, they need to know like what was the initial problem that made you become a chef and that made you successful. That's the story I would tell. Samara, I've always loved earrings but couldn't wear just any material, so I researched what could be a substitute for gold earrings. So I love that. So what if, Samara, you started out saying that I suffered from whatever happened to your ears, right? As a result of wearing that. That's gonna pull me in immediately. Like, oh man, she had jacked up ears. I remember that. You remember them cheap earrings that used to make you itch, right? So now you're bringing me into this emotion. So I've always loved earrings, but they destroyed my cartilage, or they would rip through my ear, and they give me a visual, right? Kind of give me a little shock in the beginning of the story. Based on my research, I found stainless steel is a good substitute. So I started a brand that offers stainless jewelry, but I added my passion of empowering women by designing, give me another descriptive word / pieces. This is excellent. Leslie, after having mental health scare postpartum during the pandemic, I decided to seek professional help through therapy and coaching. Once I transformed my own life, I decided I want to help others. I now show new moms how to manage their stress through yoga and mindset coaching. You got it. Nicola, after experiencing traumatic life, these are CEO chicks. Y'all know how to, come on, y'all tell the story. Nicola said, after experiencing traumatic life events with back-to-back family death, immediately, ooh, you got me. You got me. That grief, honey. I learned that travel is my therapy and decided to share this experience with others and started my own travel company. You guys not got it. I lost 3 close family members in 11 months. I had to run back to God to gain understanding of his hand and seek counseling. Now I can breathe and assist my family and friends through applying their pain and live through the grief and mourning. Amen. Amen. Merlin, I want to make sure I say that right. After losing my full service beauty salon and spa due to a tow truck running into my building, I decided to rebrand and recreate the magic of a salon, but online, which is to empower women and help them practice self-care through beauty therapy, creating press-on nails, providing beauty. She went into everything that she does. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. This is excellent. Very good. Very good. That's the whole purpose, is when you're networking and you're in rooms with people, the story they will never forget. Listen, they might even forget your name, but that story they will never ever forget. And stories are crucial to your success and to your brand story. It's a part of it. Okay, your brand story and solution determine your tagline. So now that you got your story down packed, you understand the solution that you're offering. From that comes your tagline. I want you guys to play with this in the chat. What are 3 to 5 words that can create your tagline? For example, for your branding expert, Coleen Otero, mine is building your brand is my mission. For CEO Chicks, you heard it, collaborate, create, dominate. You were born to dominate. We say often, Nike, just do it. L'Oreal, because we're worth it. Maybelline, maybe she's born with it. Lay's, bet you can't just have one. I started to go on, that should be a period. What are some things that, like, if you don't have a tagline, maybe you do, share it with us now if you have a tagline. If not, make one up now that you understand where we're going as we're building these layers and pillars to your brand. Go ahead and share that. I want to see that in the chat. All right, here we go. Creator of all things fashion, beauty, and design. Love it. Putting the trust back in tax. Please do. Please do. Sharon, Jennifer, find your time, find your peace, find your tribe. Yes, I love it. We wear many hats. Why not look good doing it? Yes, 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 yes. You guys get it. Concierge dining at your doorstep. I love it. Somebody said, I need branding help badly. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. I'm gonna help you. I have some offers for you guys later if you and let's see if you want it. All right. You are different. So are we. I love that. Creating generational wealth one home at a time. Leandra, bring in health and wellness in the comfort of your home, Airbnb and hotel. Yes, I love this. Ignite, regain, prosper, thriving alley, thriving with Tally. Okay, I see it now. Helping you thrive from the inside out. Let's meet, motivate, educate, empower, and transform. Let me love your hair. Yes, please. All right, you guys get it. Listen, and I love that because taglines, slogans for your campaigns, right? All of that is super important because it's catchy. It helps to bring that person in. Your brand, style, and skill. This is now, we're going to go into the portion of how to define your brand's unique value proposition and differentiate your brand from the competition. Your style is your unique outward expression. Period. It's your unique way of moving and doing and being, okay? It's your way of doing it. How you dress, how you speak, your body language, your choice of decor, right? It's just how you look when you do what you do, okay? That begins to create this signature look and feel. So I want you guys, to just kind of tell me, describe your brand in 3 words. Is it sleek? Is it luxury? Is it urban? Is it funny? Is it relaxing? Is it organic? Maybe it's no frills, right? Maybe it's rustic. Maybe it's earthy. Is it healthy, fashion forward? Like, I just want you 3 words. Describe your brand. Describe the look. Now we're talking about the look. Earlier we talked about the story and the emotions that the story evoke. Now what does the look? What is it giving, as they say, right? What is it giving, sis? Give us some of that in the chat. Let's see here. Creative, unique, long lasting. Okay. Okay. Energy, trustworthy, accountable, feminine, soft, comfortable. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Like give me like just somebody put long lasting memories, creative, unique. Give me, be more specific. Feminine, soft. That's affordable luxury. Yeah. Trustworthy, classic. Okay. Forward thinking, polished. Yeah, those all got a vibe to it, for sure. Be as specific as you can when it comes to describing your brand, where it makes a statement versus leaves a question. All right. So that's very important that you kind of do that. When you say vintage, boom, I'm already there. I'm there in that like period of time that's super classic and old school and like just kind of timeless. It kind of takes me right there. When you just say creative, that's subject to it could be kind of subject to what's creative to her, creative to me. So it's like getting to a place. Somebody said minimal, right? I think of that being when I think of minimal, even my design is super minimal. Less is best. Okay. So you guys got it? All right, good. Let's move on. Your skill now is how well you do what you do. How well do you do it? Describe your skill set. See, here's the thing sometimes. Some of you are just starting out. And so when you're just starting out, or you're relocating, or you're rebranding, right? Or you're coming up with a new product within your existing brand and business, right? You're starting out again. Will your clients love it? Will your customers want this? Will your, right? You're starting out again. So it's so important that we can identify and just locate where we are. Okay. So give it to me in the chat. What is your skill level? Standard, good, I'm the greatest, unsatisfactory, I'm a newbie, I'm an expert, I'm a master, right? These are different things that you can use in your campaigns to describe where you are. Now, if you're new, you got to kind of get creative with it, period, point blank, because it's difficult to build trust when you're just starting out. So one of the things I used to tell new stylists and new creatives in the marketplace is you have to find a place where you can intern. You have to find a place where you can just really develop that skill and that craft and build with different individuals and work with somebody that's at a greater level than you are, where you can learn and you can kind of show, you can still show what you're doing to build that up, right? Some of us can show where we are in certificates, if you will, or I've earned this, I've earned that degree, I did this completion and got this certificate. So all of these things really give you a way, all of these things give you a way to just really showcase that you are a work in progress and getting better and better every day. Okay, period, point blank. I see you guys in the chat. Good. You just got to know where you are and be authentic to that, because at the end of the day, it's just a matter of time. Okay, so you got to stick to your process. Listen, this is a pet peeve of mine. Somebody will take my class on branding and then they act like they're a master tomorrow. That don't exist. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Okay, no, what you should say is, I just completed an amazing class, sharpening my skills, excited, like be authentic to where you are. Like people are not falling for that anymore. So it's super important that you do that. All right. Your story, your style, and your skills make up your brand DNA. All right. Your brand DNA is what makes you unique, period. So now overall, describe your brand in 3 words overall, right? For me, it's beauty, branding, business. That's it. Those are my pillars. When it comes to creating content for my page, it's beauty, it's branding, and it's business. It's beauty. That could be beauty from the inside out. Okay. When we go to break it down, that beauty from the inside out, that beauty with, I'm looking at, I just got a product that I have to post, like looking at doing different brand deals and stuff like that for skincare. So beauty, branding, and business. Those are my 3 words. Okay. Business, CEO chicks, when I post that on my page, or when I'm working with another client, branding, developing messaging around branding for my audience, or even just as it pertains to my brand, my personal brand itself. So all of my conversations are around those 3 pillars. What are yours? Give me 3 of yours. Okay. Beauty, education, business, coach, motivator, business. Very good. Youth education, community, management, organizing. Yeah. Anointed, coach, business. Love it. Chef, passion, delicious. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Wellness, beauty, education. Very good. Excellent, excellent. You guys are getting it. You are getting it. All of these play a role when it comes into developing your campaign, as I mentioned before. Beauty, fashion, design. That's right. That's right. All right, excellent. Now let's go into a little bit further and talk about the colors. Color psychology is used to trigger emotion in marketing and advertising, right? And brand development. So for example, red makes you hungry. Blue calms you down. Yellow is a pick-me-up. So colors and how you market really does matter because, again, humans purchase emotionally, right? We get tied in emotionally first, and then we begin to take action and go from there, and may weigh things out and start to, read through reviews and so on and so forth and get as much information as we can prior to pulling out our credit cards. Okay. So let's look at some colors. And then you're going to, after looking at all of them, or if any of them resonate with you as I go through it, just type it in the chat. Just type it in chat. We're learning as we go. Okay. Red, on the positive side, is power, is passion, it's energy, it's fearlessness, it's excitement. But to someone else, and in a different scenario, it could also come across as anger. We see that in cartoons all the time. Pain, danger, aggression, defiance. Orange, courage, confidence, warmth, creativity, friendliness, energy, right? On the other side of the spectrum, we got deprivation, frustration, immaturity, ignorance, sluggish. Very interesting, right? That orange can be sluggish. Green, health. That's like every wholeness organic brand we know. It's typically green or earth tones, all right? Health, hope, freshness, nature, growth, prosperity. On the other side of the spectrum, boredom, stagnation, envy, blandness, debilitation, all right? When it comes to blue, trust, loyalty, dependability, logic, serenity, security. On the other side of the spectrum, we have coldness, emotionalness, unfriendliness, and unappetizing, right? Very interesting to see both sides of it. Yellow, optimism, warmth, happiness, innovation, intellect, extroversion. On the other side, irrationality, fear, caution, anxiety, frustration, cowardice. Purple, wisdom, wealth, spirituality, imagination, sophistication. On the other side, we have reflection, decadence, suppression, excess, moodiness. Listen, those are some interesting, just descriptive words. And I had to throw in the pink. We've been so obsessed with Barbie, so let's just go there. Pink, imaginative, passionate, caring, creative, innovative, quirky, yeah. On the other side, reflection, decadence, suppression, excess, and moodiness. What resonates with you? Which color resonates with your brand the most? Which one resonates with your brand the most? And then we have our black and our white. Sophistication, security, power, elegance, authority, substance, oppression, coldness, menace, heaviness, evil, mourning. White, we have innocence, purity, cleanliness, simplistic, pristineness. On the other side, sterile, cold, empty, plain, cautious, distant. Wow. All right. So which one resonates with you? Go ahead and type that in the chat. Your brand DNA determines your brand assets. And we're almost there. We're in the latter part now. About to close. Your brand assets consist of your logo, your photos, videos, audio, sales copy, questionnaires, your websites, your blogs, your taglines, your slogans, all of these things. Now, all of that we just talked about, right? The color theory, the story, your style, all of it, your skills, all of that makes up your DNA. From that now is where we get your brand assets. So I don't align with people that like come to me and say, I just want what you have. Just create a brand. We had a client like this years ago, and I was doing my best to just meet with her. She kept putting me on with her assistant. That was red flag number one. Then, just trying to meet with her to learn her, because that's how I create. I create from the inside out. I don't just, copy, paste, boom, boom, put on a wig like me on you. There you go. And it didn't work out. Long story short, it didn't work out. She went somewhere else. I guarantee she showed them my brand, and that's it. When I saw her relaunch and homegirl look like me, I said, now that's creepy. That's what she wanted. She should have just, anyway. So those are your brand assets, all right? They are used consistently in your campaigns, which market your stuff. Let's go into it. Stuff and systems. This is how you build loyalty. This is how you build community, is by the stuff that you create. Your solutions turn into products and services. Is what you offer your audience. This is how you turn your brand into bucks. This is the meat and potatoes that you are putting into systems. You list 3 systems that you need for your brand, right? And here are just some examples: operational, marketing, payment processing, customer relationship management, standard operating procedures. You have to put your products and services, your solutions, they need systems in order to be scalable. So what are some of the systems that you need? I want you to type them in the chat. When I sit with people and I do the brand audit and I'm in your space, in your face, if you will, this is where I really get an understanding of, just where you are leadership wise, where you are system wise. Like, are you really looking to scale your business? Some people do better with things when they're smaller. They sometimes need that control, if you will, depending on your leadership style. You kind of do have that solopreneur thing going. You say you want to scale, but then when I begin to break down what that looks like, it kind of freaks you out, right? Until you recognize that your business, we call it our baby, but really and truly your business needs, and I get it, blood, sweat, tears, I'm here with you, I understand. But at the end of the day, we're looking to build scalable and turnkey businesses that we can either pass down to another generation, like I said at the top of the call, and I used this scenario with Beyonce and her daughter Blue, like we are looking for legacy. We are looking for succession. There's no success without succession. Can it operate without you? All right, no, we need to figure out then how to get there. How can we create something that can operate without you? All right, so put some of those systems in the chat. The most underrated system is marketing. More than half, 58% to be exact, of small businesses allocate only 5% or less of their budget on marketing. All right, we got to do better. Your brand campaign has the ability to bring your audience into your world. When you share your story, your unique style, your skills, all wrapped in the problem you solve, those results give you receipts, and those receipts give you sales. All right. You got to keep sharing. You got to put yourself out there. You got to invest more. I want you to write down 3 types of content after we got done talking, everything we've been sharing today, that you can see, you know what, I got to do this more. I got to share this more. I got to put my voice out here more. What are some examples of the pieces of content that you can add to your next campaign? Just put that in the chat for me. Behind the scenes videos, how-tos, live convo. Yes, you going live with somebody else, right? Some of us are like, I don't really have the gift of gab, so we just say we're not going to do it at all, rather than create what is a fit for you. It could be interviewing someone, setting up the ability to interview someone. Word posts. I want you to screenshot this coming up. These are things that you can post: inspirational posts, product pictures, customer testimonies, sneak peeks of your next item. For those newbies that are on here, you got to work for free in the beginning or at a discounted rate, sis. I did it for years. Anytime I'm coming up with something new, like, listen, this is the price that I get it for. I'm not making any money off of this. Would you be my first client? Can we try this? Can you give me your feedback? You got to put yourself out there, right? So behind the scenes, get ready with me videos, repurposing content that aligns with your brand message. Take a screenshot of this. These are all various things that you can post on your page. Get personal. It's a time for everything. Getting personal, fun facts about you. right? And so these are all various things that you can post on your page. Again, remember, marketing is like dating. That's why it's called online engagement. And so we want to make sure that your next brand campaign is building a connection with your audience. Here is an example, guys, of the content creation system that we have in place for CEO Chicks and myself. It looks like this. Just take a screenshot. We got our brand pillars, right, on one side. We have our topics on the other side. We have a table, and that table will just break down the actual type of content that we are going to post. This is what Tiffany uses. All right. So she has her own notes. I just told her to drop it in here so you guys can see it when she created different things. Tiffany, you want to add anything to this? You want to speak on it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, ladies, for sure. I think I'm such a visual person, so having content that is kind of in front of me for me to read and see is very helpful. I know when we're on social media, a lot of the things that we are acclimated to looking at and seeing on a daily basis is visual, but it's normally like pictures and video. Sometimes though, you can just forget really easily, and I've learned that in doing content. You can just forget like topics that you've maybe posted already about or haven't posted about yet because your mind is so oversaturated with imagery and video every day when you're creating. So having like written out actual content pieces that I'm working on or that I want to work on, as you can see, like I've been filling this out as I'm finding content where it fits, maybe where it doesn't fit because we've already done something like that before. And like this is constantly either changing or constantly working on focusing on other offers that we have. So ladies, I highly encourage you, go ahead and make yourself a content flow map. It's super helpful. You can even link URLs. I just use Google Docs to create this, nothing crazy. um, but this is such a great asset. It's such a great tool, and it's just such a great way to get your thoughts out on paper. So highly recommend it. It's been proving pretty well so far with this month of kind of organizing content, especially if you have a lot of offers like we have sometimes during busy seasons.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And let me just show you some of the work that we've done as well. We had the ability to work with Dove Award winner LaRue Howard. She was starting community called the Vocal Athlete. So this is how she started. This is where she ended up. Hold on, sorry, I was trying to let somebody in. So we gave her a more what's the abstract logo versus what she had before, and she is killing it. That's all I could say. She's killing it. She's doing classes. We did her course page. She's doing merch. She's doing live events. She's definitely crushing it. We have Black in Tulum, which is a huge community of just African Americans and alike or from around the world. They're traveling to Tulum. And so she wanted to take that same model and expand on it. And so I said, you know what, let's do Black in Travel. Let's just take that and make Black in Travel the main brand, and Black in Tulum now becomes one of the destinations, one of the locations. So anytime she does Black in Africa, Black in Asia, Black in, right? So now she has gone, what I call is just going deeper and elevating the brand so that she had more options. A lot of times when we brand just on one specific product, when we don't do it based on what I just taught you, meaning coming from like the essence of who you are, the spirit of who you are, when you kind of just place the brand in this, you pigeonhole yourself is where what I'm getting at, when you kind of just put yourself in a position where you're just focusing on this one thing. And we tend to do that, like this one thing's working, and then when it's no longer working, you're like, oh crap, I want to do something else, and you end up having to rebrand. Whereas if you go to the core of it and you elevate it from there, you leave yourself room for growth and room to evolve. So we've made it Black in Travel, created her site. She has different experiences and so on and so forth. It was extremely successful. Another great brand that we worked on, another visionary, was Clorinda McGrady. She is NBA wife to all-star player Tracy McGrady. Some of us here know Tracy. So we helped her with her podcast. We helped her with her online school for wives and those that aspire to be wives. That's where she feels her message is called to helping women when it comes to relationship. All right. And her podcast, Just My Two Cents. And we redid her website. What else did we do? We did Wise Wives Win course website. We did a lot of work with her last year. So just to show you a little bit of our work and our case studies. And at this point in time, you're either super excited about the information that you just learned, right? You're either like, you know what, I needed this. It helps to bring me clarity. I just kind of needed to understand where I was and the building up the different layers of my brand and my messaging. Or you feel overwhelmed, sis. Is very much a real thing that sometimes we get into these spaces and it just seems like, okay, this is too much. And I just definitely know I need help. I want to focus on running my business. I don't have time to get this content, calendar go up and running. I don't have time to sit down and do all the brainstorming. I need to do it along with someone else. And so that's what I'm here to help with. You can purchase my book. It helps you break it down as well, right? Brand to Bucks. For those of you that have it, know that is a very real statement. Inside the book, it's just like I did on here, there's moments where you reflect and you begin to just really line upon line write those things that you need. And why it's such a great tool is after you get done with it, you can sit with the different people on your team and say, this is what I need when it comes to marketing. This is my story. This is the heartbeat of the brand. This is the why behind the how, right? You can really sit with other people because that clarity is needed for your team. It's super important that you are clear as a visionary when you sit with team members. All right. Next will be a discount on your coaching. And that is going to be huge. I'll show you on the next screen. And then I'm going to do a 4-week class. I'm going to start a 4-week class called the Brand Print in September. So where you go to find that, ladies, is the same exact place that you registered for our class. At the bottom, these 3 action steps are there. You go to the ColeenOtero.com/free-masterclass. Can you type that in the chat? Somebody, you can type it in the chat. You can go there and you can select the coaching for $297, which is normally $597. You can get a free copy of my book, which is only going to be $9.99 for shipping and handling. And you can become a student in the upcoming Brand Print class. Now, with those of you that are in the chat, let me go here now. Which one resonates with you more? You want to get the book? You want to do one-on-one? You want to do the masterclass? Let me see where you are. Let's see. We got, just say book if you want book. Say one-on-one if you want one-on-one. Say I want to do the 4-week class. Somebody said everything. Everything. Please help. Send help now. One-on-one. Okay. Okay, awesome. One-on-one class. The class is going to be excellent. We're going to go through that. And I'm going to share more of what that class is going to be about. Actually, what I'm going to do today for those that want the class is I'm going to lower it to $997. For that, it's going to be, hi, Michelle. It's going to be $997. Tiffany, we have a link for the $997. I asked her to make one real quick before class. I said, you know what? For those that want to do that, let me give them an offer for today for the $997. There we go. So what you get with the class, let me break it down for you. The one-on-one, it's a one-time session. Great question. One-on-one's a one-time session. When you click it, you'll see all the information there. It's one session. We get one 45-minute session together. It's $297. Great question. One session. All right. Then we have the brand print, as we're talking about, is going to be 4 sessions, 4 group sessions for $9.97, 4 group sessions. All right. And that is going to include some really, really good stuff as well. All right. We're going to have our time together. We're going to give you some templates that will help you with your brand mood board and assets. I'll give you some AI tools and resources that have come on the scene recently to help with brand development, the typography, the fonts, some social media templates. So we're going to walk through that so that you leave the class with what you need. You're going to have not just the roadmap. Some of you may do both. Honestly, you may do the one-on-one, grab a one-on-one, and the class as well. So that will do you like, I've never done that. I'm just saying, I've never done it. The 6-figure brand plug and plays, that is me actually giving contracts. This will be a separate fee. We haven't even launched it yet. The plug and plays will be a regular, all by itself, $497 package of contracts that I've had done by my attorney, as is listed here. My sponsorship decks, I have people asking about sponsorship decks. Our project management board, how do we, keep up with all of our client stuff, CEO chick stuff, your stuff, like what does that look like? How the heck are you doing that with a family of 7? So this is loaded, guys. It's loaded for $9.97. It's loaded for $9.97. Homework, assignments, built-in community accountability. We're gonna, just like we did today, I'm such a teacher, so just like we did today, we're taking the time and the moment to just really make sure you understand it and it resonates with you and what you're creating, right? And what you're putting out there. It'll be Saturday mornings in September. Saturday mornings in September, we'll meet and we'll begin to just peel back the layers of your brand so that you can walk out with what you need. All right. So the one-on-one, again, for those of you that said you're ready for one-on-one, that link again is on the site. I will keep that up today. You can do that now. This offer is for this class, is for today. I'm not on the site itself. It has the $1,500. This is for you guys that are here with me live, right? Those that are here with me live, this is for you. All right. You can unmute. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? This course, I forgot I added this. This course is for aspiring and existing entrepreneurs looking for fresh, creative learning experience, those who are ready to invest but have a budget, visionaries looking for a guide in their creative process, entrepreneurs serious about their brand and ready to take action. It is not for those who do not have time, right? For those of you that don't have time, just hit me up, book a consultation. You want to see what it looks like for us to create your brand out for you. I get that, right? You're unable to do the work. You're super busy. I get that. You're not even looking to launch anytime soon. It's better to wait, okay? So those are just some things I thought of when I'm like, okay, who is this ideal for? All right. Questions? Questions? I am ready. Questions? You can unmute yourself, raise your hand, all that good stuff. Let's see. I'll put it back to the 3 offers. Questions? You guys are good. You guys are clear.
Hi, Coleen. Thank you for sharing such pertinent, needed information. I really appreciate it. I'm kind of in a weird spot with my business right now where I launched in 2020 and had no idea what I was doing. Most of the times I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to rebrand. So I feel like I need ongoing coaching, or can you talk a little about what you offer in that space?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say to book the one-on-one so that I can learn more about just where you are, who you are, what you have going on. from even just like, I'll give you an example. I sat with someone yesterday that's a new brand client of mine, because a brand client, we offer brand client services where we build those things out for you, usually over 3, sometimes 6 months, depending on where you are with your business and brand. It can take longer because some people are not quite ready to launch their business or brand. And so that's why I say it's better to wait, because when it comes to design and creativity, things change, right? Looks change. You want your brand to still be fresh. You want it to still be something that people resonate with. So what you did in 2020 versus what you want to do now, you just got to elevate it. So I would do the one-on-one so that we can get an understanding of just where your brand is. And in that, I can kind of share more about the packages. When it comes to packages, we only can take but so many people to actually fulfill on those deliverables. But when it comes to the book, of course, that's all you. The information's right there at your fingertips. When it comes to this class, I'll be right there with you in the class, helping you walk through getting those deliverables for your brand, in addition to the one-on-one coaching. So I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you. And please excuse me for not having my camera on. I'm not in a good spot right now.
Okay,
But
no
thank
worries.
you.
Any other questions? Leslie said, thank you. Junie said, awesome, good stuff. Thank you so much. Yes, Leandra, thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Answered that already. It's one session. Bridget, Talisa class. All right, you guys have the link. Let me see. You welcome, Danielle. You welcome, Renisha. You guys are much welcome. Do you recommend a funnel if you're starting a new part of your business that you haven't charged for before, but have given it free? What's the best offer for me to grab today? That's a great question. So it sounds like you're wanting to now charge for something that previously was free. That's difficult to do. It is going to be best for you to add value and to come up with something different. You got to add something to that. If you've been giving it for free, that's what I think I'm hearing. Can you unmute yourself, virtual, maybe Melanin? Am I understanding you correctly?
Yes, ma'am. I was like, it's kind of confusing for me. That's why I need somebody like you. Because I'm willing to do the work. Anything you tell me to do, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put my money behind it. I just need to. I started off when COVID hit my business, I wound up going into the crafting industry and started something new, and it took off really fast. The Lord blessed me. And for like the last 2 or 3 years, it skyrocketed. And now I started getting into the group where people was telling me their problems because I would share mine, and then they started coming in and the group started growing. And then now the other part of the business with the blanks and the classes for selling blanks, and that went down because there's so many people doing it and it's so saturated with. And I have been doing counseling because I do have a master's degree in Christian counseling. And so I have been counseling women as we on the lives, as they buy my products. I show them how to create something on a hoodie or a cup. And so now I'm wanting to take that part of the business, that part, and make it a business. And I don't want to just pull away from them totally, but I need something that I can actually solidify, because my skill is mastering Christian counseling. That's what I've done in the prisons for years. And now I want to be able to charge for it, but not hurt their pockets to do it. But people still asking me to do things, and I want to know how I can monetize on that, and how can I take it? Should I get a funnel for something new like that to move on to something different, or what should I do? Because I'm like stuck right now, and in the business part.
And so you're not charging for counseling, but you are counseling. Is that what you're now saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now that so what you can do is, with your counseling and being able to share your gift in a setting like I'm doing now, free of charge, just show up. And then after that, you have an offer. You let them know, like, I can do the counseling one-on-one with you, or we can go deeper, and you share how you're going to go deeper. And so you're just tweaking it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You're
Yeah.
just tweaking it. And so yes, thank you so much for unmuting yourself. That gave me clarity. You just need to tweak it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any more questions? Any more questions? I'm looking to see, let's see who we have, because I could see it in real time. Who's ready for what? Let's see, let's see. Any more questions for me? You're welcome.